Glass. I buy a slide projector in a charity shop. Another woman is after it. I avoid eye contact, lift it up in its cardboard suitcase, carry it to the counter where an old woman in a reflective vest is waiting to plug it in. I can hear the other woman who wants it tutting among the crockery. We plug it in and it whirs, kicking up dust. The dust is free, laughs the woman in the reflective vest. I have plenty at home, I reply with a wink. The light bulb hasn't switched on. We press buttons on the top, eventually find one at the back that works. I look in the eye of the projector. It shines back at me. A miracle. I Google Georgian windows. Try to find out why the front windows mirror the back ones, creating a tunnel of light, allowing you to look through the house and out to the back garden. I keep coming back to Palladio. Our house is simply called Georgian House on official records. I learned that it was built in 1790, altered in some way in 1870. Irish Palladian architecture is unique. Architects came here directly from the continent, avoided established modes in Britain. It is marked by an adherence to symmetry, sometimes balancing on the edges of a Fibonacci curl. I arrive back at the house with a box full of my father's slides and photographs. The projector whirs. I fill one of the wheels with slides. I'm not sure how to work the mechanism. I push them into the compartment by hand. A sideways picture of me on a swing spreads across the attic wall. I turn the lens to focus the beam. Perhaps I should do this in the dark. I don't want to wait until night. There are no curtains up here. Some slides get stuck. My father on a bridge, my auntie in a bikini smoking, an American sign reflected in some water. I try to gently tease them out, end up scratching them with my nails. The builders are in the basement again. They make a hole in the wall to let light in. We discuss the future window. The contractor has his blonde child with him. He throws his red wellies from the great height of his father. I tell the contractor with child that the window needs to be symmetrical. There should be 3 vertical panes. We decide on an opening mechanism. I arrive to a window with 1 large pane, a third cut off, a small horizontal window that opens at the top, a 70s bungalow window in a Georgian house. I rummage through the photographs among the slides. I have grown tired of inserting them in the machine. My father was a prolific photographer. There are photographs of us as babies, eating yogurts, playing with unknown dogs. There are paper folders of much older portraits, my grandparents' wedding, holidays in Kerry in a van, Flash the Whippet, one of my grandmother in a green dress. I recognise it as one I inherited when her house was cleared. On the back of it is written, "This was taken at Woodburn's House Hotel in March. I made this frock with stole myself. It is jade green Japanese satin." I searched the British Museum for a collection of jadeite to compare with Martha Stewart's collection, which I have seen on Instagram. There seems to be everything in the British Museum except for jadeite. I have always loved green, perhaps for my eyes or perhaps for Ireland. The Irish for green is glass. On the cabinets of the British Museum are signs, "Do not lean on the glass." I mingle with the tourists from all around the world. They seem to congregate in the areas for their own regions. I try to find Ireland. All I find are a couple of flimsy twerks mixed among other objects from Celtic Britain. Woodburn's House Hotel burned down in 1971. I find a photograph of firemen with hoses wetting a blazing Georgian facade through the windows. This happened 2 years before my father's family was burned out of their home and business in North Belfast. The jade dress must have been among their belongings that survived. The man jailed for the bombing of the hotel was later charged with fraud involving a string of resorts along the Calabrian coast. He also blew up a bacon factory. Every time I go into the basement, there's more MDF. Last month, they replaced the wooden stairs with sharp-edged MDF ones. It doesn't matter what I say, it keeps happening. The contractor with child tells me that MDF is an industry standard material. I explained that this is not an industry standard house. It is well over 200 years old. There are no straight walls. It is no place for MDF. I catch them making cabinets out of chipboard. I say nothing. I take a walk down the promenade, look through the windows and through to the back gardens of the houses. There are outhouses and courtyards that I will never enter. The floorboards lay parallel paths towards this unknown world. When I get home, I will look at the slides again, force them in front of the bulb, hold them still as the images glide over the ball patches on the wall where the paintings used to be.